Greetings. Last weekend I went up to Traverse City and shot some more time-lapse sequences, and this time I brought along the Nikon 10.5mm f2.8 fisheye lens. I was kind of curious to see how it would do. If you're a Canon user, this is applicable to you because I'm going to be talking about the benefits of like a 10mm focal length, and not necessarily specifically the details of this lens as far as like contrast and image quality. The reason I decided to try the 10.5mm lens is that with my 14 to 24 f2.8, sometimes when the Milky Way is almost directly overhead, I have a hard time getting enough field of view to capture a foreground image as well as the Milky Way overhead. And then you'll also find that sometimes tripods aren't able to articulate to allow the camera to point directly overhead. So I thought this lens would be great for allowing me to capture a foreground object as well as get a nice lay of the sky, a pretty broad range of it, and you get most of the Milky Way instead of maybe just sections of it. The only problem, like with this specific lens, if you're thinking that you want to do time-lapse in the future, is that there's going to be kind of a cost commitment to this lens. This one's about $650. I'm not sure what a Nikon equivalent would be, and I know that even a lot of the third-party lenses, Sigma, Tamron, Tokina, will cost you in a few $100s as well. Definitely closer to the $500 range than the $200 to $300 range. So I also wanted to check to see if this lens was great for just walking around and shooting some scenery shots, and actually I was quite impressed. As I'll show you, this lens is quite capable of creating some really interesting not only landscapes but sort of just perspective shots, which I'm going to show you here. Now, if you notice, this lens has a lot of barrel distortion, and that's the things seem to stretch or kind of curve around the center, and there's a ceiling shot that almost makes it look like the ceiling is spherical, which I'm going to show you right now. And if you do with some of the horizon lines, if you keep the horizon somewhat in the middle, you're going to get, it's going to be fairly straight, but if you get anywhere off center, and especially if you get towards the edge of the frame, you're going to get a very significant bowing of the horizon. It can be quite dramatic depending on how you align the shot. So as far as the time-lapse goes, I was quite happy with the 10mm focal range. I'm not sure I'd use it all the time, but I definitely enjoyed using the lens out in the field for daytime photography as well as the night photography, and I definitely want to keep it in my inventory. Now, if you just want to try the lens out before you commit to it, this is the 10.5mm right here. One good option is you can go out and rent the lens. There's a few outfits available online that allows you to rent by mail. Adorama is one of them. They're located out in New York. You'd have to ship the lens there and back, or if you're local to New York City, you can pick up. And they have quite a good selection. There's a few other places I'm sure B&H probably rents as well. I haven't checked. And you can try, both for Nikon and Canon cameras, and probably some other brands as well. All right, thank you very much. Please stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to be posting here periodically. Thank you.